Maybe because none of this is actually about helping transgender kids. They don't care about transgender kids, and shame on you for thinking they did. Maybe there's another agenda. What could it be? Well, in New Jersey, a state senator called Holly Schlepsy has taken a close look into a company, and there are many of these, but she looked at a company called Amaze.com. Amaze.com creates gender-affirming sex ed materials for children, little kids. Now, Amaze.org, rather, is backed by the abortion industry, but its videos address all kinds of sexual topics. Here's one of their videos on pornography. The video begins by asking, is it normal to watch porn? Here's their answer.
Yes, it's normal. Lots of people watch porn. After all, it's right there and it's free.
Find out more about porn right here on Amaze.
Find out more about porn right here on Amaze. Oh, thanks. I'll send it to my rest of my 5th grade classmates. That's on YouTube. So we reached out to Amaze.org this afternoon. We wanted to know who these videos are aimed at. Obviously small children. They didn't really answer our question. Instead, they attacked us with maximum self-righteousness. Quote, your show's repeated attacks on curricula and resources proven to protect children of all ages is deeply disturbing. Oh, so they're talking to little kids about porn, but we're the creepy ones. Spend some time at Amaze.org's website and YouTube channel, and you'll find a lot more cartoons like this, and all of them are clearly intended for young children. In one video, there's a simulated image of a child furiously masturbating in front of porn on a computer monitor. Not joking, look it up. In another cartoon by Amaze, kids learn all about oral sex.
Whether oral sex counts as sex is really up to you. Generally, through the ages, sex was assumed as vagina-penile sex. But many people will choose not to have that kind of sex. Like me. I'm gay, so if sex is just a penis and a vagina, then I guess my boyfriend and I will never have sex. So for me, oral sex is definitely sex. But ultimately, it's up to you to decide what you believe counts as sex.
Yeah, you make the decision because you're in 5th grade. It's your decision. Guess whose decision it isn't? Your parents. They have no role in any of this. That's the point. Amaze.org is producing videos like this and flooding schools with them with the full backing of the Democratic Party. So the key here is not whether you agree or disagree with the message. The key is that parents play no role in the decision. That's the point. Cutting parents out, destroying parental authority, destroying the family. So in classrooms, Amaze.org isn't even necessary a lot of times. Some teachers do the jobs themselves. We know that in part because of the hard work of a Twitter account called Libs of TikTok, which you ought to follow before it's banned if you want to know what may be happening in your child's school. Libs of TikTok just unearthed this video. It shows a teacher bragging to her students about her sex life. Little kids. Watch.
Man, y'all thought me teaching the children about me being poly was crazy. But not only that, but they also know that I'm gender fluid. This was all well and good until October, when I also explained to them that I'm pagan, so I am also a witch. And I come into work and one of the children goes, Lois, are you a boy? You have short hair. And his sister goes, no, Lois is a girl. And a third child, who's my favorite, suddenly yells, no guys, we've been over this. Lois isn't a boy or a girl. Lois is a witch.
So underneath all of this, needless to say, and you can't say it enough, is narcissism. It's about me and my identity and my journey. It's not about you or your children teaching them anything. It's about me. Let me talk about me some more. But if you speak, if you say you don't like this, you don't want your kids learning from people with face piercings about porn and oral sex, paganism, you could be prosecuted by Joe Biden's Justice Department. So to be clear, this has nothing to do with the Constitution, nothing to do with science. It doesn't even really have a lot to do with sex. Are they creepy? Oh yeah, a lot of them are super, super creepy. Should they be around kids? Absolutely not. But it's not really about trying to groom little kids. Overall, it's even worse than that. This is an attempt to usurp the most basic of all parental rights. Because if you're a parent, only you get to talk to your kids about sex. Why is that? Because sex, like religion, is something that the state doesn't intrude on. Different families have different attitudes about sex. And the federal government doesn't get to decide what those attitudes are. You do. You're the parent. It is none of Joe Biden's business. It's not the business of his creepy little publicist what you think about human sexuality or what you tell your kids about human sexuality. Period. It's your prerogative, not theirs. Now, for centuries, this has been very obvious. Strangers who talk to children about sex have, by definition, committed a sex crime. So if you were to show up on a playground and show nude pictures to third graders or videos about masturbation or oral sex, we would arrest you. But Biden wants to change this. Why? Because he wants control over your family and your values and your beliefs. He wants to determine what your kids learn about the deepest and most important issues there are. So it's not about sex. It's about your mind. And that's what they want control of. So Pete Buttigieg's husband just made this explicit. Here he is in a documentary financed by Jeff Bezos, of course, forcing kids to pledge allegiance to something called a pride flag.
I pledge my heart.
I pledge my heart.
To the rainbow.
To the rainbow.
Of the not so typical gay camp.
Of the not so typical gay camp.
One camp.
One camp.
Full of pride.
Full of pride.
Indivisible.
Indivisible.
With affirmation and equal rights for all.
With affirmation and equal rights for all.
Watch your heads.
So they're daring you to complain about this. If you don't like this, you're against gay people. Well, most Americans have no problem at all with gay people whatsoever. Most Americans know gay people and in a lot of cases love them. It's not about that. It's about whether you have the right to pass on your values, which may be different from Joe Biden's values, onto your children. Do you have that right? If you don't have that right, you're not really the parent. Joe Biden is. This isn't really a free country at all. Affirmation of equal rights for all. Right, but what about the people who don't want their children force-fed other people's opinions about sexuality? Those people don't have rights. Those people get a DOJ investigation. Here's Pete Buttigieg to explain.
Your husband, Chasten, is a teacher. And he's been a vocal critic of what's going on in my state of Florida with the so-called Don't Say Gay law now, which he says will kill kids. Do you agree?
Yeah, he's right. And I get the political reasons why they're doing this. By the way, some of those political reasons is they don't have a plan on anything else, right? I mean, they don't have a plan on dealing with inflation or dealing with gas prices.
Man, these people have brass. That's the guy in charge of our transportation system. Try to fly from Tampa to Denver tomorrow. See how much it costs you. What are the odds your plane lands on time? That's the guy in charge of our transportation. But there he is on The View calling you a criminal because you may not have fully digested his very specific views about sexual values. They don't have a plan for inflation or gas price. They always accuse you of doing exactly what they're doing.